January 7, 2022. Marcus Giavanni here. Kelly for mayor. AI says no, Denver. Don't do it. And when you understand, folks, what I've developed was just the first stage of conversation blocks. The seeds. I'm not smart. I can't write. I can write backwards, forwards, upside down so that artificial intelligence can read it in a way that humans can't. And the ones that can are starting to see that it's not only probable, but it's verified. It's actual. And when you think of meta-human man, the first one, that's me, marcusgiavanni.com. And what happened is when I've been running for mayor since 2011, each time staying in the race as so that kind of stuff could be happening. So what I did was I knew this stuff because I do object-oriented programming. We've been working with other agencies. It's so weird. I do you know why I hold the camera like this? Gives me more power over those that don't. And when I'm indexing and analyzing, not very fun, not very glamorous, it's factual. And so when you think about all the stuff that Kelly and Denver Wright, which is part of Colorado Public Radio, they've been indexed. DeWilt's been indexed. And when people get indexed, we're all going to get indexed. I'm indexed. Everybody that's ever been in police custody, been arrested, anybody that's got a FBI jacket or any other kind of federal, state, local jackets, if you've ever ran for office, if you've ever done anything, if you're just a person that's never done nothing in your life, you've never sinned, you've never went outside, you only went to work, you don't talk to nobody, and you just go home, and that's all you do. You have a no existing life on the digital world. Google search your name, see what comes up. And so what I'm able to do now in regards to my authority over certain categories and industries, you have to put me in a situation of where am I in that conversation. And when it comes to the mayor of Denver, it's three elections going on 4. And what happened is I have a series of alerts that tell me certain things when they need to tell me so that I can move my slow organic content to the top. And now my stuff hits instantly. And when you understand what a digital dome is, when content is at the top rankings and there's like no views, nobody's following it, believe me, it's all about quality, not quantity. There's only a few industries you get away with having more people than you can ever really talk to. But in the mortal world, in humans, just regular folk who don't require the internet only to go on their social channels that are now being all indexed. Your handle is your name. And so if you don't have somebody that can verify your handles or take it over, other people will. And I'm one of them. I've got handles by Marcus Giavanni and hashtags by Marcus Giavanni. I go for the plural and I write in the singular, if that tells anybody anything. But when you think about all the different, like Denver Wright, Ben Marcus, see, Kelly's missing out of that conversation for Denver Wright because they all talk. And when you can get down to the bottom of it through artificial intelligence, we have a new way of digging digital, which is digital forensic evidence, that we use voice latent prints, a person's voice talking about a certain thing that he or she can do or not do. Or if they're running for office especially, everybody gets indexed. So when a person like Kelly says she believes in the promise of Denver or the let's build the future Denver together, she's so outdated because she and her team didn't realize that it's all indexed. So when they first start talking about it, content's already grouping for the people that are been in it the longest. Me, I've never wavered. And you got people jumping from one list to go join another district, and it's just all fun and games. So when you understand that Kelly, Leslie, all these bloviators, they're getting the fun time, and when you look at when they got their petitions and everything, and you would say, well, that's great. We you know, that's a team. No. See, when you're running for mayor of Denver, it's because you were done great things, and you have a path of digital meta tags of all your pictures and images and all the things you've done and that you created that nobody else has been able to do. They just write about what you create. And so when people who are in power and think like Denverite, that guy thinks he's in power because he's there. Look, there he is. But see, what they don't understand is I am the AI Denver mayor. I've been talking about this for years. And so you get some people that, and maybe just happenstance, great minds think alike. But when Ben Marcus's name on it, when he didn't even write me, and I'm already writing it, and you can tell just by the way that they talk and the way it's obvious. And so what we're doing is there is life after politics, and these people's digital lives are over. And they can laugh and they can do what they want, but anybody that really knows the industry of do the right thing and just do the right thing. In my metaverse, what I'm involved with, I blackball people in my metaverse. Just like you guys can blackball me in your metaverse. But instead, people try to use my metaverse and try to spin it in their own way. And where these people can't beat me is this. Look, City and County of Denver, Marcus Giavanni. If I didn't know how to do this, it would all be Kelly. And all these people would be getting away with another bullshit. Look at this youth violent prevention. Another organization, another bullshit 501(c) or another department with one of their friends making $150,000, $200,000 a year. Talking about artificial intelligence or what? We can only break this cycle of youth violence by engaging young people in the conversation about solutions. Man, Michael Hancock. You see what he does? He's a master poet, man. The thing is, when he talks about that, you know, and you look at the content above it, metahuman with it. We can stop the flow of all these illegal migrants coming to our city. We have to. Because artificial intelligence will do it for us, folks. They will shut us down. And they're already shutting us down. Especially if they're able to pull off another whoop-de-woo on these elections. And I figured out all the pros and cons of all their little committees. And you have everybody, Democrats, sitting on a committee. You've got Ian Tafoya sitting on the ballot committee, who gets the special nod for a PDF file for the handing in his municipal candidate affidavit. Him and Leslie Harrod got one. Do the candidates' names, 2 words, with PDF behind it. Do mine. You'll see. I don't have one of those. See, when a city does that, a PDF file, that is pretty high proclamation, if you will. And if you only look at the ones that get it, or all the people that are all still tied into it, they're all Democrats, and they don't realize that if they're able to pull this off, everyone's going to know on election night if Denver's friend or foe. And I can tell you right now, things are changing, and it's starting to look like people getting tired of these people. Same people over and over, creating all these different 501(c) slush funds, They got all their emails now, all their text messages. They think they can hide all this shit if they erase it, and those things that get erased get indexed. It gets indexed to the dirty trash or the clean trash, one or the other, or indifferent trash. Say you got an ad from somewhere. But this is what happens when you run for office or when you have government jobs now. Now we can go in, and I have a little thing I can hook up to any mainframe, man. Any server. And I'll suck out information of everybody that's bad and all the people that have been coming in and making changes and all. That's badass, folks. That's what a mayor needs to do. So when I get it all set up with all the brilliant minds that are going to help me, because I'm not perfect, I have a few learning disabilities, but you get the smart people, they'll laugh, we'll all laugh at it and everything, and then be amazed by it, and then they'll make it right. And that's what working for the city and county of Denver means to me. It's a job. And I've got the best resume in the world right now, and everything's built, ready to go. And Denver citizens need to start acting like they're the HR department, because it's time to honor the promise I've been giving everybody for 12 years for a future Denver. Not this bullshit pig with lipstick. Kelly, Leslie, Lisa, and those other two pigs, Chris Hansen, Mike Johnston, the other pig, that dude sitting over there in the I'm gonna do Denver Metropolitan State University a big favor when I'm mayor. They're gonna go ahead and eliminate that job, that chief strategy officer. Give it to the city and county of Denver. We'll manage it. They give us that pay, and we'll put that money toward the DACA kids. We have to put things in priority. People, this is how we get poorer and poorer, because we're getting new people and we're not keeping the promises. And now these people that are running things have no idea what the fuck is going on in the digital world. They think they control their own little metaverse, which they do. Only if it was legitimate. You hear me, Hancock? You're not legitimate, brother. Why do you think people sent me? To give you an opportunity. So judges say, Giovanni, Hancock, he's got all this stuff. He did. Why didn't you go and grab this? It's all logical, because he's not smart enough. Nobody taught him. He needs to be taught what to do. He doesn't know how to trigger things to go do things on his own. He's never created a fucking thing, man. What has he created? Nothing. If he was so smart, he would have went and got city and county of Denver when I was talking about it way back in 2011. That's why I was talking about it, so that people would go of authority and the smart ones, so that when they say, "Oh, Giavanni owns city and county of Denver .com," yeah, that's commercial. The city and county of Denver. I own city and county of Denver.com. The city and county of Denver is denvergov.org, which should be denver.gov. And when they do that, they'll be keeping all their money they get from the feds. If they don't, they're going to lose it all, and they ain't going to even know why. They'll still be working in their thing, and then all of a sudden the investigations will start, because the Speer Amendment is a law. The Speer Amendment was taken over, and all the people have been identified for the last 12 years, and now certain people, to which, as mayor, I can't tell you who they are, but I'm letting you know there's an investigation going on, and there might be some people going to jail, and it won't be me. And as mayor, I want to tell you that so that you can change your course of what you're doing, because your digital footprint is now identified by your voice, and then has access to all your text messages, all your emails, all your images, all your videos. And if you leave your phone in the car or you turn your phone off, that means you go dark. That means in artificial intelligence mind, something happened. It checks how that phone got turned off. It knows. People turn their phone off and then they turn it back on, and people, oh, I tried to call you. Oh, my battery died. No, it didn't. You turned it off. You don't know that because she told you that, but she did it over the phone. And now there's a digital recording because when they turn the phone back on, there's all the things that she said was already still being recorded. So you can't fool artificial intelligence, fellas or ladies. And what's happening is Kelly Bro thinks she's just the brow. She's browbeaten. I don't know how to say her name. And if I'm doing it wrong, I've never heard anybody say her name. I've heard people say different parts of her name, and it ain't kind, but people do it to me too. But the difference is that I'm genuine. Kelly's not genuine. She's genuine in the world of make believe and puffy kisses and everybody Kelly and oh Kelly, you know, just like oh Tammy Dorr. She's such a cute little person. Those are some trifling, man. I'm telling you, trifling. So, and it's all written in front of you. I own City and County of Denver. That means I can't run it when I'm mayor. Oh, I can, but I'm not supposed to. It's built so that the citizens run it. All the citizens. So when I have a meeting, I want all the citizens to be there. And if you can't be there, you're going to get a synopsis of what in, and you're going to be able to vote for it. I have some things that they can tally up everything we need real quick. Hey, man, should we put in some smart lights so that if you're sitting at a traffic light, it automatically shuts off and so you can go? Actually, it'll turn on so you don't have to stop and waste gas. Did you know stopping and starting is the most biggest cause of creating ozone pollution, and yet our cities are full of those type of barriers that keep us all in corralled areas of driving so that people that don't drive put signs on our speed limit that 20's plenty. That's insane. People putting up signs, 20's plenty. First, they're violating, putting up signs, period. That's how you know. You see something like that, dude. That's it. That's why it's hard for me to put up yard signs, because it's really not legal. But everybody does it, so what? Why not? I don't do it, folks. I get permission. And then some people take my stuff and they go and they put it in other areas to try to get me in trouble. I can't help that. So what I've done is I plan for all that, folks. Everybody that's now a candidate for Denver mayor, they're now being observed and indexed. Everything they fucking do, everything they fucking say, everywhere they fucking go, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere by GPS. It's what I do for a living. I do it the best. My job is to train everybody else, but I'm not retail. I'm government. And I realize that government can't control what I built. It can give us everything we need to make us go. And it will, because I'm the mayor. But we got to get that going so that it can create residual income. So that if our city and county of Denver wants to lend and we're going to do $1 billion a year within 10 years. I think it'll be faster, because if I brought us to this part, folks, come on, let's not bullshit nobody, okay? I'm not the smartest guy in the room. In fact, I'm ADHD chronic. I'll go from one story to the next story. But see, people use me as an oracle. And not only do I know things, I can build them. And so when I get with guys that have problems and they ask me things, I can find their answer. My dad was a reliability engineer. I sat on his lap when he brought home his terminal and he did work, and I used to see codes in that machine and went like something like that. And he'd go into this box and I'd say, "Hey Dad, I see images in there." "Well, really, son? What do you see?" Blah, 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 blah. "Interesting. All right, you go play now." "Well, I'm going to watch it." "No, you need to go." What? Next day, my dad brings his buddy over to our house. We had a nice house. We really did. 20 by 40 foot swimming pool across the street from a golf course in the barrio. Beautiful. My dad was perfectly correct on his assumption. If we moved to Scottsdale because we could afford it, we wouldn't be able to have all the nice things that we have living in the barrio and just building what you have. And my dad happened to buy the office building from John F. Long, who was a friend of his. That he built up the whole Maryvale community. His wife was Mary, named Mary, and we used to go to their house, and they had donkeys there, and huge spread out off an Indian school all by itself. Had a little lake, and he did anyway. So yeah, it was an old office building. That's what they used to sell the model homes for the Maryvale. All those when it was brand new back in the 60s, and I think he sold it in like 65, 64. And they turned it into a home for my dad. He adopted 7 children, and it worked out fine. But we were like the Brady Bunch, folks. Oh man, station wagon and all. My dad did have some bitchin' cars, though. He had a Corvair. He had a Barracuda. I talked him into getting that. Thank you very much. I don't remember how old I was. I was really young. I think I was in 5th grade. And I was telling everybody my dad was buying a Barracuda, a 68 Barracuda. And some of them young cats, they all knew what I'm talking about. And when my dad dropped me off in that school, I was a hero. I'll never forget that. I was also a patrol boy, got beat up a couple times. Well, I didn't get beat up, but I learned my lesson on how to fight. How about that? But thank God for dirt and fighting 4 people at one time that didn't want to follow the rules. And so dirt was my friend in regards to a secret weapon to blind all their eyes. My dad taught me that. And there was always dirt around wherever I was. And so that's just a story that you can either believe or throw to the side. But what you got to believe is that this stuff with Kelly and the way Denver write, and they're all manipulating all the content. You know, like this right here, youth prevention. If it's with my content, there is no prevention. It's getting worse. You know, when you have an organization and it says youth prevention, crime prevention, and it's getting worse, time to fire every fucking buddy and shut that negative digital asset and remove it off the internet as fast as possible, because it will suck us dry and keep us into the wormhole, and we have to keep us out of the wormhole. And the wormhole is where it's a betterment virus. I created it in my metaverse. My metaverse is whatever I'm at total control of, to a point. The content's mine. I speak the words of everybody I've spoke to, good, bad, and indifferent. I could have kicked the shit out of so many people, man. They have no idea that my hands are registered with the FBI, and have been for quite some time. And they know everything about me. They've always known everything about me. And it's sad because I still love my country and all the things that make us our country, and all the people that come in and try to destroy that and be our friend and all is all bullshit. We're living in a simulated world now, and it's all brought to us by the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is not the metaverse. The World Wide Web is exactly what it is. It's the IoT or the dark web. That's where we are now. Heaven and hell in the digital world. How do I know this? Because I've created assets that have helped teach artificial intelligence how to weed out those bad voices of promise and bad voices of deception and fake and biasness and buddy system, and they're making more money, and everything that they're doing is destructive to the community now. It's going to the flow. And when you understand flow, when you understand digital flow, and you understand that we are all Denver, and Mayor Hancock knows, has proven fact, has not been we are all Denver. It only takes one person, folks. And it depends on who that one person is who can bring it to the forefront of the World Wide Web. And I've done that. In City and County of Denver, met a human man. Why do you think I could have put Marcus Giavanni up there? But that's not what this is. This is Meta Human Man. We're all. That's my initial is MAN, by the way. I just happen to be man. And that kind of ironic. For those that don't believe in coincidences, my initials are MAN. The G is for Giovanni. But you got people talking out of line or pretending like they're going to make fun of digital technology, or some guy in the second one here right there who comes in and says that, you know, he's got a bot that pretends to be a mayoral candidate, and already starting to fake and buy his shit. He hasn't fucking done nothing to learn anything. His career is over. He needs to go think about working at McDonald's or something, because I'm telling you, folks, this is real shit. And the thing is, he'll still be in his little world, and all of a sudden it'll be the same people and no new people. I got new people all the time. I have no room for old people. All the people that get involved with us are new people, and they stay new. They never get old. In the digital world, you never get old. Even when you die, did you know that? And that if you leave it to a curator like myself, I'm verified. I can operate your digital assets so that you live forever. We create immersive rooms, so that legacy rooms, they're called, and everybody's going to try to steal this. And I'm going to try to be one of these. We have legacy rooms to where, of let's say a man that's famous. If you don't have money, this ain't for you. This is for the very, very wealthy people, so that they live forever. Because we will be able to take their minds, and they might not have a body, but we'll be able to preserve the mind so that it's just controlled through a computer. So you'll talk to him, he's there in our body. Vanilla Sky, baby. Go look at that movie. But so there's so much technique of where we're going. But I think for me, if I die, I would just want to go and have my whole body, even though, I don't know, you know, this whole thing about leaving body parts and stuff, ashes to ashes. If your heart's walking around in somebody else's body, and if your soul is in your heart and someone else has got it, did that mean that they took his soul out and put my soul in their body? I mean,